Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you who are current subscribers, welcome back. In today's video I will be doing some custom onesies. I actually recorded it last night but did not film an intro just because I looked extremely exhausted. But right here you see I have some packed stuff just because we are traveling to New Jersey today. And before we leave, I decided to film the intro, and I did want to show you guys how I empty out my waste ink bottle and replace one of my ink cartridges, because it's time to do that before I leave. So here it goes. All right, so I know you guys have seen this bottle here before when I've used my Cricut. I pointed it out one time, but this right here is my waste ink bottle. So this is where it stores all the wasted ink when it does maintenance. So I'm gonna show you guys how I'm just trying to see, hold on, because it's still doing maintenance, so I don't want to mess with it while it's doing the maintenance. So I have to wait for that to go. As you can see, it's doing maintenance, and look at you see the ink? It starts rotating into that bottle right there. So that's what it's doing right now. So yeah, these machines run ink and dispose of it every 3 hours, so that is what it's doing right now. So I have to wait for that to go through in order for me to empty out the bottle and reset it, because it is getting full. I'm emptying it out at this point just because I'm traveling and won't be here, but if I was not going away, I would still keep it the way it is because it still has a good amount to fill up. But in my case, I have to empty it out before I leave. And I actually save my pre-treat bottles for when I have to empty that out, so that I can put the ink in here. So once these get filled, then I throw them away. But I also label them so I know that there's no pre-treat in here, even though I know there isn't, because I don't even use the dark ink either. Not dark ink, the dark pre-treat. So what I'm gonna do is I will set this bottle. So this little cap here, I'm gonna let it sit on top of this bottle just in case it starts running while I'm trying to empty out the bottle. So I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so let me lower this so you guys can see. And then I'm gonna take the bottle. I don't think you guys can see this that well. So I'm going to pour it in here. See, it started doing it again. And I just empty it out just like that. So it's empty now. So I'm going to switch it over, cap it back on. When you set up your machine in the beginning, they make you do this so that the ink waste bottle stays in one position. I have to put new tape here, but right now I am running on a tight schedule, so I will not be able to do that now. As long as it stays in place while I'm gone, it's fine. And then I'm gonna cover this one back up. Everyone probably does this different, but this is how I do it. And then I'm gonna show you now that I have to reset the ink waste bottle. So what I do is you press this little button, right? It's not even a button, it's like a little drop down screen. And then here is where it says waste ink reset. So I'm gonna reset it, and I'm gonna put yes, and it reset it to 0. So now, as you can see, black should be okay. Since I'm not printing anything till I get back, it should be okay. But the magenta to me is a little concerning, so I'm gonna make sure I reset that one. So I'm gonna do that now. so now I have my magenta cartridge. So I'm going to open that. To show you how easy it is to replace it. When it's running low or it's empty, I wait till it says empty, but since I'm not gonna be home, I don't wanna risk it running out while I'm away. So that's what you're gonna see now. All right, so all you do is take out the magenta and replace it with the magenta. That's it. So now when you go here, you gotta wait for it to reset, and there you go, 100%. So it's good. Now it'll run a maintenance because I did just put a new cartridge in there. So that is it, you guys. All right, so I did want to show you how I set up my platen. This is the onesie platen that I have. My Rico RI1000 came with the medium size platen. I'll show you that in, I actually show it in my other videos. So it's probably like this wide. And then I had purchased the large one, which is even bigger than that. So I have all three. Plus I have a mask one that I actually never used. But I'll show you guys that in another video. But I did want to show you, this is the one I use for my onesies. It's called the baby platen or onesie platen. I'm not sure how they have it titled, but comes with a little knob here. And then you just screw it onto the bottom. What I like to do whenever I change a platen, I set this to 0. So it's kind of weird how it's set up. So you see how it's at the lowest here, but it's actually at the highest point. So whenever you turn it this way, it starts bringing it down, but from here it's going up. So it's kind of weird. So I started at 0, and then I'm actually doing 2 colored ones today. So I have one white, one pink, and one yellow. So if you guys watch my channel, you do know that I don't do anything that's not white. So from my Etsy shop, all my onesies and t-shirts are white. But this is actually a custom order from my brother-in-law. I'm traveling to New Jersey, so I have to bring these to him. And these are the colors he requested. I actually have a black one to do, but since I don't do white ink on my Rico printer, I am actually doing that one on vinyl. So I will be using my Cricut for that, but that'll be not in today's video. But I'm gonna start off with the first onesie. So I'm going to go over to my computer and send that image over. So let's see that now. All right. So another thing I do is I use masking tape, and I take 3 pieces. So pretty much I will do, I'll show you now. So my image, if you can see, is already at the printer, ready to print. I feed my onesie through the platen. Let me move this back a little. And then I just make sure that it's aligned correctly in the center. And then I pull it over right over the edge. So the neckline is right over the edge. So my reasoning for doing the tape is so that it holds it down in place, so that when the print heads are printing, it doesn't rub off on the edges of the neck and of this. So I also fold this down. I may have not mentioned this in my other videos, but this is something that I do just because I've had the problem where they lift up from the sides, and as it's printing, it rubs off on it, and then it gets ink, and it's impossible to take that out. So then that's ruined. So these are actually not my usual onesies that I use, but for him, since I had to do some color ones, I wanted them to all be the same brand. So I had to choose a different brand for my white one today. So I'm just taping this down here because I do know that when I've bring in my platen, the printer's gonna ask me to lower it even more. And you wanna try to get it as close as possible to the print head just so you can get the better quality of the image. So right now, it looks good to me. I'm gonna start feeding it. So what I do is I press set, and it's gonna come up with an orange square, and it's gonna tell me there's an obstacle detected, meaning it's too close to the top. So I have to start lowering that gear. I have to start spinning this, if you can see down there, until that turned white. So it'll be a white square when it's good. So you just keep spinning, and then it's gonna continue doing that. And again, and it's good. So now to print. I'll show you guys that now. So I'll show you that now. Alright, so now I'm going to send the second one over. This one's a little funny. It's a Bad Bunny design. And it's on the pink one, see? So same thing. Image is already over. I did forget to mention these onesies are already pre-treated. I pre-treated them yesterday. And I just do the same thing. So same thing with the neckline. I'm over there loading my design space already for the one I have to do with vinyl. The main goal is to make sure that it's as flat as possible. You don't want it to be sticking up or anything. So as long as you can get it nice and flat, it should be good. And this one's sticking up a little here because it's wrinkled at the edge, but I think it should be okay. So we're ready to go. And since we already did the height for the first one, it should be the same for the rest of these two because it's the same exact onesie, same thickness, same brand. So it should be good. But sometimes it's not. So we will mess with it again. It could be the edges sometimes lift up more than the other. But now I'll show you guys that one. And then this is the last one I have to print. It's the yellow one. So same thing. Actually, I'm gonna lower this again because since the white one was lower, I'm gonna see if I can get this one as low as the white one. So if you can see, the image is already there. And make sure it's centered, which it is. Pull it back. Use the tape. And then the bottom. I mean, this is the way I do it that works for me. Other people may do it differently, but this is just what's been working for me. I'm not saying this is the right way to do it, but this is just what has worked for me and I've been doing. So This is actually a Yoda one. Thought it was pretty cute for this color onesie. And of course, it's like a little game. Which one's gonna work? All right, now I'll show you guys that one. Super cute. I love it. Came out super cute. So now I'm gonna go over to the heat press to get these all pressed. All right, so now I'm in the sunroom, and the first thing that I do is I preheat my heat press to 330 for 30 seconds. I'm still using my StarCraft because my Heat Press Nation bigger platen is still not working. After I fixed the part that was wrong with it, it actually, now the pressure doesn't close, so I'm trying to figure that out. But I need to get these done, so I have to use this one. So right now I'm putting a piece of craft paper on top, and then I'm gonna press it for 30 seconds. Do the Bad Bunny one. But like I said, these are not on Etsy. I don't sell these. This is just for my brother-in-law that had asked me to make them for him. Yeah, I'm not sure if the camera angle was too close before. I just realized. You do want to make sure that this edge right here is hanging over the platen, so like this, because you don't want to press these. These are plastic and not metal like the Gerber ones and some other ones, but these will melt and then they won't be able to close the onesie, so you don't want to make that mistake. I've done it plenty of times. So I have one more to press for DTG. Which is my favorite one. Go over the edge. Make sure it's nice and flat, or as flat as you can get it. It may still have some wrinkles. Not gonna be perfect. Put that craft paper on top. Some people use different types of paper. I have stuck with the craft paper because I mainly just use white onesies and t-shirts, so craft paper is fine for me. Now that one's done. There it is, super cute. All right guys, so that is the end of my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it was short, but I figured I will just get something out there. Nita Fajita, I am super excited for you having this new DTG printer. Hope you get it working soon so I can see what you have to create, which would be very exciting to look forward to. And I'm gonna go now because we are about to take this long trip, and Butter is getting anxious here, as you can see. He thinks we're gonna leave him behind apparently because he sees all the bags getting packed and he just wants to go, so he's anxious. As you can see, he's climbing on me. You can't wait. You can't wait. So, all right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I'll see you guys in my next one.